What is coin roll hunting? How do I get coins and what do I look for? All of this stuff coming up. Hello everybody and welcome back to Quin's Coins, your home for treasure hunting of all kinds. So if you're just now getting into coin roll hunting for the first time, or if you've been watching videos about coin roll hunting and you're thinking about getting into it for yourself but you're not exactly sure how to start, this video is for you. My name is Quinn and I've been making coin roll hunting videos on YouTube for over 2 years now. In that time I've learned a lot about the hobby and I have a lot to share with you. So without any further ado, these are coin roll hunting's most frequently asked questions. So our first question is this: what is coin roll hunting? Coin roll hunting is a popular hobby amongst coin collectors and treasure hunters all over the world. It involves looking through rolls of coins for interesting and valuable coins. Coin roll hunting is popular in the United States for a couple of reasons. Reason number one is that coins in the United States have basically been unchanged as far as size and dimensions go for the last 150 years. So theoretically, you could actually find in a roll of pennies an Indian head penny from the 1860s. Reason number two is that a lot of older coins that are in circulation today were actually made of more precious metals that are worth a lot more today than they were back then. For example, all dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins that were minted before 1965 are actually made of 90% silver. So that's a basic rundown of what coin roll hunting is. It's a popular hobby amongst coin collectors and treasure hunters all over the world, but particularly in the United States. The next question that I get all the time is, how do I get coins to hunt? There are a variety of ways to get coins to hunt, but the most popular by far is by getting them from a financial institution. That includes both banks and credit unions. Now, most financial institutions require that you have an account and sometimes even a business account before you can get any coins, but there are also some that you can just go in and purchase coins with cash. If you're just starting out, I recommend that you go to a bank, preferably one that you have an account with, and ask for something small, like maybe $5 in rolled pennies would be a good place to start. Once you start to get a feel for which financial institutions will give you what, then you can start asking for more and increasing the amount that you're hunting at a time. Now, please keep this in mind. In general, it costs financial institutions a fee to both get coins and ship coins out. That being said, if a bank refuses to give you coins, please do not get upset. The fact that banks are willing to sell you coins to coin roll hunt should be seen as a privilege, not a right. And in order to keep this coin roll hunting hobby alive and thriving, we need to have as good relationships with these financial institutions as we possibly can. Next question: which banks are the best to buy coins from? So another thing that you should know about banks is that each bank runs their business very differently from the next. Sometimes even within different branches of the same bank, things are run very differently. Some branches have coin counters in them, some don't. Some are happy to order coins for me, and some aren't. Some require that you have a business account, some require that you have a normal account, some require that you have no account at all. So which banks are the best for coin roll hunting? Well, there's really no way to tell unless you go in there and find out for yourself. If you're just getting started, I would definitely start at a bank that you already do business at. That's where you're gonna have the best chance of getting coins right away. And remember the relationship thing. It's super important that you have a good relationship with your bank and the people that work there in order to keep this hobby alive. So the next question is this: now that I have the coins to look through, what am I supposed to be looking for? Now, of course, the answer to this question is going to vary depending on what kind of denomination you're looking for. Now, there are 6 denominations of coins that you can look through. There's pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins. Now, to be honest with you guys, I could do an entire series on exactly what you want to look for in the different denominations, but for now I'm just going to give you a basic idea of the different types that you might find in your rolls, and also just a few special things that you might want to keep your eye out for. So starting with the cents or the pennies, you have your flying eagle, Indian head cent, wheat cent, memorial cent, and your shield back. Most of the time when people hunt cents, they're looking for the wheat cents and anything older than that, but it doesn't come up very often. In addition to that, they're looking for the 2009 cents, which have 4 different varieties. This is because 2009 is a low mintage year for all coins. One last thing that a lot of people do with cents is they keep any coin before 1982 because these are all made of 95% copper, whereas today's cents are made of 95% zinc. A lot of people pull out these copper coins because they're actually worth about 2 cents in melt value of copper, but of course it is currently illegal to melt down copper cents, so please do not do that. Moving on to nickels. So here are your main types of nickels. Starting off, you have the shield nickel, then the V or Liberty Head nickel, Buffalo nickel, Jefferson nickel, and the final type is called Jefferson Modified. When people look through nickels, they generally have a cutoff date where they will keep anything before and then anything afterwards they'll probably bring back to the bank. So personally, I keep anything before the year 1960. Some people keep before 1964. Of course, it's up to you what you want to keep. It's not uncommon to find a Buffalo nickel in your boxes. As a matter of fact, I've been averaging about 1 Buffalo nickel per box for the past probably 6 months, so it's actually pretty common to find Buffalo nickels in circulation today. V nickels are another story, but I have found them before. Another thing that people are looking for in the nickels is the silver war nickel, which was minted from 1942 up through 1945. It has some different characteristics and it's 35% silver, so it's worth a little bit of money. And of course you have your 2009 nickels. Now we talked about the 2009 cents, which were rare. 2009 is also rare in the nickels, and you're going to see this for every denomination that we talk about. So we just got through the coins that I prefer to hunt on my channel. I basically only do cents and nickels. Sometimes I do dimes, and I have done half dollars in the past. But I basically just do cents and nickels, and if you're starting out, I would suggest that you do the same. Now let's move on to dimes. Now there are basically 4 different types of dimes that you can find in your rolls today, and that would be seeded dimes, barber dimes, Mercury dimes, and Roosevelt dimes. Now we should make a little bit of a distinction between the different types of Roosevelt dimes. From 1946 up through 64, those are silver, and then anything after that is not silver. So what are people looking for in the dimes? If you remember earlier in the video, I said that all dimes before 1965 are silver, and that is absolutely true. If you can find anything before 1965 in the dimes, you're going to want to keep it. Other than that, of course, you're going to want to look for 2009 dimes. As we've said, those are rare in all types of coins. And that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot going on in dimes other than the silvers before 1965 and the 2009s, which are low mintage. Just a quick fact about dimes: in today's day and age, people usually find about 1 silver dime per box, so don't expect a whole lot more than that if you're going to go ahead and try to search dimes. Moving on to quarters. So the 4 main types of quarters that you have a chance of finding in a roll are seeded, barber, standing liberty, and Washington quarters. Once again, all quarters before the year 1965 are 90% silver, and if you can find one of those, you are a very lucky person. Most people regard quarters as the most difficult coin to coin roll hunt because there is such a lack of silver left in circulation today. However, as you may know, there are a ton of different types of state quarters, all starting in 1999. So if you like to coin roll hunt to try and fill up your coin books, this is definitely a coin that you're going to want to check out. Of course, you're going to want to be looking for the 2009 quarters, and actually in the quarters there are 6 different types of 2009s. Definitely going to want to look out for all 6 of them. And then one last thing that people like to collect in quarters is the 1976 bicentennial quarter. I love pulling these out. I have like 2 or 3 full rolls of them. They're just a really cool design, so people like to do that as well. Moving on to half dollars. So you might be wondering, why are half dollars still in circulation, or are half dollars even in circulation still? Well, yes, actually half dollars are still in circulation today. They can be accepted as legal currency, and basically the only place that you're going to find them is at banks. So this is a coin for the more experienced coin roll hunters. I definitely don't suggest that you start on half dollars, but if you get up to that point, you definitely want to check them out because they're probably your best chance for getting silver. So the main types of half dollars that you have a chance of finding in the rolls are seeded, barber, walking liberty, Franklin, and Kennedy half dollars. Now once again, anything before 1965 is going to be 90% silver, and that's a nice payday. But something a little bit different with the half dollars, actually from 1965 up to 1970, those coins are made of 40% silver, so that's still a good return right there. So a good rule of thumb with half dollars is to keep anything before 1971, regardless of what it is, it has silver in it. Something that's unique to half dollars is that they actually stopped creating half dollars for circulation in 2002. So 2002 and later is actually referred to as a not intended for circulation coin, or NIFC. A lot of people keep these, but if you do hunt half dollars for a long time, you'll probably notice that there's a good amount of these out there in circulation. Even though they're not intended for circulation, they definitely make their way into circulation, and you find them pretty often. How often is it that you'll find silver in half dollars? Well, people usually average about 1/40% half dollar per box. So it's not impossible to find, but it is pretty difficult to get silver in half dollars, and don't be discouraged if you don't find any on your first box or even your first 5 or 10 boxes. That happens all the time. Sometimes you just got to get that one good box that has a whole bunch of silver in it, and that's what you're looking for. Alright, so what about the dollar coin? So this is where things get a little weird. In the United States, the dollar coin has 2 different sizes. One is called the large dollar, and one is called the small dollar. Small dollar coins have been made since 1979, and if you ask for dollar coins at the bank, likely this is what you're going to get. However, banks may have some of the large dollar coins, and if they do, you're going to want to scoop up as many as you can. There are pretty much only 2 types of actual silver dollar coins that you're going to be able to find, and those are going to be your Morgan dollars and your Peace dollars, and those ended in 1935. So they are one of the most difficult coins to find coin roll hunting, not only because they're the large dollars, but also because they are so old, and most people realize that there is something of value there before they put it back into circulation. Generally, if you are lucky enough to get some of the large dollars, they're going to be what is called the Eisenhower dollar. These are also sometimes referred to as Ikes. Unfortunately, these coins have no silver hardcover content in them, but they are very cool and actually becoming very collectible today. You can probably pick them up for around $1.25 a piece in a coin shop, and some people sell them online for $1.10 or so. So in the small dollar coins, you have three different types that you're going to find. The first one is Susan B. Anthony. Next one is Sacagawea, and then there's all different types of presidential dollars that you also have the opportunity to find. These coins don't hold a lot of value. As you can see, they were made just very recently, but if you're looking to fill out your coin books for these coins, it's a great way to do that. So that's pretty much what you're going to want to look for in all the different denominations of coins that you might possibly coin raw hunt. Hopefully, if you're a beginner or an intermediate on any one of these denominations, that gives you a basic idea of what you want to look for as you go through these coins. Now, the final question that I want to answer today is, what do I do with the coins I don't want? So typically when you go through a batch of coins, you're going to keep about 1% and have 99% of those coins that you actually don't want. So what do you do with all these coins that you don't want? Well, you have a few options. The first option is to roll all of these coins up and bring them back to a different bank or credit union than the one that you originally got them from. Now, I can't stress this enough. It is super, super, super important that you bring the coins back to a different bank or credit union than the one which you got them from. The first reason is that you don't want to be continuously going through the coins that you've already gone through over and over again. And the second reason is that it's just polite. You don't want to be bringing these coins back that you just took out. It just doesn't look very good for you, and it could hurt the hobby. Your second option is to find a bank or credit union that has a coin counter so that you don't have to roll up the coins. This is an ideal option if you can find one that doesn't charge you any type of fee to go through the coin counter. If you have an account, usually banks will let you use their coin counter at no additional cost. You also have the option to use a Coinstar or similar coin counting machine, which you can find in grocery stores or the big box name stores. Just look around in your town and see what you have. One thing to point out about Coinstars and similar machines, they will probably charge you a fee, but they do have options to get that money back on an Amazon gift card, in which case you'll get the entire amount. So there you have it. Those are the most frequently asked questions about coin raw hunting, guys. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you're new, because I post new videos like this every single week. We usually do coin raw hunts on the channel, and we have a ton of different playlists and really good content that you're going to want to check out. So thank you once again for watching, and my name is Quinn, and this is Quin's Coins signing out, and I will see you in the next one.